Brian, I want to get your thoughts, specifically on a statement that Donald Trump made in Davos in Switzerland, which you've probably definitely heard of, and I'm quoting him now, "Honestly, we have all the material, they don't have the material," end quote. Speaking there about the Democrats, of course. That doesn't sound very good, right? That sounds like the president and his team are hiding material and essentially obstructing justice.
Well, I mean, that's why one of the two impeachment articles was obstruction of Congress, which is very similar. And when you look at it, like everything else coming from the president's defense team and his surrogates in this situation, that's patently false. We have text messages and statements and corroborated witness testimony from people within his own administration. Again, these are not liberal activists. These are not Democrats working for the Democratic Party. These are people working on the National Security Council, people working for the State Department, people that were appointed by Trump himself, including Gordon Sondland, who gave over $1 million to Trump's inauguration. So these are the people corroborating and getting Trump in trouble, in addition to Trump himself. For example, when he went out onto the White House lawn and basically said, yeah, I pressured the Ukrainian president to investigate my political rival. And with all due respect to my earlier colleagues, point one, the idea that this is some sort of normal political quid pro quo. Yes, politics, the way the world goes around is people offer one thing in exchange for something else. We can offer, for example, an increase in Israeli settlement, an increase in Israeli military funding, as unpopular that may be around the world, if they slow down their settlement expansion or halt it. What we are not permitted to do under our Constitution and under normal ethical rules that operate, at least in the Western world, is I cannot ask you to do something to benefit me politically, personally, for my re-election campaign, to damage one of my opponents, in exchange for military funding, diplomatic support, a meeting at the White House, what have you. So the idea that this is some sort of normal political operation is just absolutely absurd. And the only people that are living in fantasy lands are the people that think that this is acceptable in American tradition and American history. And the example that comes to mind is Richard Nixon, before he was elected president, offering to mediate with the North Vietnamese and have some sort of ceasefire, maybe bring about an end to the war. Whatever it was, he put out diplomatic feelers while he was running for election. And the same thing happened with Ronald Reagan. Now, when he was talking to the Iranians about the hostage situation, both those people were not sitting office holders in the executive branch at the time.